Spider on my window looks lost. Also, if you can't see the cat, she's on my lap. I have blankets on my lap and she's just comfy. I mean, like, ridiculously she's comfy. Pretty sparse. And I really mean sparse. You're not going to see more than a handful of games actually come out that will be good. Granted, that doesn't mean that gaming will never come back. It came back from the first Dark Age. It'll come back after this. It's just, this is the longest Dark Age we've had for video games yet so far. I mean, it's not the first time we've had a Dark Age. We had a Dark Age before the Golden Age, so it makes sense. The Golden Age started around the 90s? Mid-90s, or was it early 90s? I just remember it being around the 90s, but we got nothing but the Golden Age started of gaming, with just top-tier everything. And it was doing great. Consoles were decent. Games were solid. Things were profitable enough to where they weren't going to go batshit crazy over it. People were happy with what they had. But this has been a Dark Age for over a decade now. The last Dark Age was only 10 years, or less. It was a really short period of literally almost nothing coming out. Because also that's, I think, when the time period of... But nothing's gonna change unless, well, the gamers force the change. I mean, you can no longer buy any more trash. Even if it looks like fun trash. No more AAA garbage like GTA. You're gonna have to let GTA 6 die on the vine. No purchases of that game to get it through their thick skulls that you don't want it. It's more of a punishment. If you don't want to pay hundreds of millions of dollars in microtransactions for your whole life in your video games, and if you don't want to see ads in it, you're gonna have to put your foot down, grow a fucking pair and a spine, and say no more. And we've had enough, and let it go. For some people that sounds hard, but it's not. It's just giving it up for a little bit until either the studio is bought out by a better studio or shut down and someone picks it up later. If you want to see better GTA games, you might have to let GTA 6 shrivel up and fall. You know that expression your parents gave you when you were kids, this will hurt me more than it will hurt you? That's what you gotta do. You have to let something go if you care about it. Because these companies will just get worse. You're gonna have to be adults and tell your hobby, no. Not this time. And not ever again. We will never accept ads. We'll never accept these terms you're trying to give us. You're just gonna have to. Unless you want to see them decide to make everything digital trash. No more hard copies ever again. Every game being pumped out as this, oh look at AAA game, that'll be $15 billion or else we'll shut down your studio. It's like, the hell. Not to mention the horrific realization that companies, once they don't get what they want, can just start deleting players' accounts and making you buy it all over again. It's digital after all. How can you prove that they did it on purpose without making up an excuse just to delete your account and everything you paid for? Just kind of wondering there. It's only a matter of time before they figure that out and do it. After all, gaming's no longer a fun little hobby. Now it's an industry, and the industry must make at least trillions of dollars per month. Which means quality's out the window. Ads in it. Period. End of discussion. We're done with this. Period. You cannot allow. If you don't, well, don't be shocked when your game decides to turn into a goddamn shit show of what the hell am I looking at? Why is there an ad every time I want to fucking play my game? And why does it tell me I have to pay for everything again? Because you let them do it to you. You're like surprised that you're getting punched because you're not fighting back over someone who decides just to punch you for shits and giggles and don't care what about it otherwise. They just feel like doing it to you. That makes sense to normal people. Like, you don't let them abuse you. This is your hobby, right? You like doing this. You ain't gonna like it when you're sitting there for 50 minutes watching ads and only getting to play your game for 10. There goes your 1 hour. The free time you had all day. And all you did was make 3 football players in your EA game, and now it's all ads. And it's all because you let it happen. It only takes a good percentage of gamers to say no. And it will be done. It will never happen again until they think they can get away with it, of course, but as long as you keep your foot down, it won't. I'm so glad the first Dark Age was when I was very young. You're gonna have to make a stand. If you're a real gamer, you gotta make a stand and say enough is enough eventually. Or else you ain't gonna have it no more. I really am not going to want to hear a bunch of whining little babies going, "It's gone, I can't play this anymore." No, you're the ones who didn't put your foot down. And yes, you're going to lose some of it to gain more. Because these gaming companies are just ridiculous at this point. Xbox, PlayStation, they're becoming the worst. I'm not even a fanboy. I'm just tired of their BS. I don't want ads in my games. I haven't bought an EA game in over 10 years or longer. I don't know. When was the Seahawks release of the on the cover of the NFL game? Because that's how long ago I bought an EA game. I haven't bought a Ubisoft game in ages. I'm putting my foot down. I wanted to get Hi-Fi Rush. I even had money saved for it, for when it does come on PlayStation. Problem is, they ain't gonna put it on the PS4, so I guess that's $50 they'll never see. Yeah, I was gonna pay $50 for it. Would easily. It was a good game. I liked watching people play it. I liked the music. I liked the rhythm. I guess. Guess they didn't want money from people? Like a good couple million? Think about it though. If they put the Hi-Fi Rush on PS4 for $50 a pop, I bet you they could have made a few 10 million from that, but they want more. Their greed is so high, it's ridiculous. They want to make billions every day instead of millions. It's like, are you shitting me? You know that's not practical, right? That level of greed is something entirely messed up. That is a level of greed I didn't know existed. You can't say it's capitalism's fault, because capitalism says live within your means. To make enough money to be living comfortably, not freaking be a king. Capitalism was designed to make it to where everyone can make a comfortable living, not exceed the comfortable living. But I guess people just took it too far, like they take everything too far. I mean, if you make a game worth $1 million, and you make $10 million, that should count as a win. But no. These greedy people want it to be billions. It's like, we spent $1 million on this. We should get about 7 trillion. Or else your company's worthless. It's like, fucking what? That's not how that should work. This is also why movies are... This is probably why movies are failing too. Movies demand that you make triple to quadruple the amount it costs, or else it's a flop. You heard me. If a movie is made for 250 million, they better make $1 billion, or else the company considers it a flop. You're not supposed to break even. That's a no-no. You're supposed to get 50 times to 100 times more money back. That's what movies and gaming has become. And if you want that to stop, you're gonna have to stop giving them money. Let their big name companies shrivel up on the vine and go bye-bye. Like, no more. Sorry. I'm not doing this anymore. The games we have were good. And some of them were pretty great. But then you tell us it's not okay because it didn't make enough money? It made profit! Not the profit margins you wanted, but profit nonetheless to be sustainable. Well, sustainable for them is, well, a profit margin that's so overly bloated there's no way of reaching it. Unless you plan on just milking every gamer out of house and home. Granted, they're probably aiming for that. They probably look at every gamer and think, give me it all. Give me your entire bank account. Give me your life savings. Give me every penny to your name. That's what gaming has turned into. And that's not what it was designed for. We as gamers cannot allow this. Not only we cannot allow this, we must punish this behavior. We have to be dad, take off the belt, and say, this is about to hurt you more than it's about to hurt me. And never buy one of these trash-ass games ever again. No more GTA. GTA 6 is going to have to be a failure of epic proportions that causes Xbox to almost go into bankruptcy. Sony's going to have to lose out on so much money that they're going to have to raise the subscription on PSN to the point it's going to bankrupt them, because no one will ever pay for it anymore. Your subscription crap is stupid! I only paid for subscription stuff because you're demanding I would do it. If I had a PC, I would be smiling from ear to ear and saying, ha, never. But my ass couldn't afford a PC anymore, and this was on sale. Think I'm gonna pay full price? You out of your mind? What idiotic thought process came out of your head that was gonna work? Gaming was affordable when I was a kid. Though granted, I was a kid was 30 years ago, but still. Back when I was a kid, I could afford Mario 64, Donkey Kong Country. And I could do that all in one go. In the same year. And have a little left over to buy a new controller for my little brother so he can play with. Now, I'll be grateful if I can afford just a goddamn controller. Because you apparently can't produce good controllers. They keep fucking goddamn breaking or drifting like you wouldn't believe. For a goddamn controller and have it break within a year. Yet you can treat an N64 controller to Mario Party and somehow that thing will last 3 years of that. Until the damn stick is more limp than a man with erectile dysfunction. Holy hell, what happened to us as gamers? What happened to standing up for quality? Yeah, games are gonna have flops. That's gonna happen. Granted, not big of a flop that Redfall was, or Golem. He's like, yeesh. Why'd you put that much money in it? I get that Redfall, though, they didn't want to make Redfall the way it was made. They were told to, or else. Granted, I would probably have, if I was the one running that company, and then another company told me to make a game a certain way, I would tell them, ha! Bite me! And if you fire me, I take my whole team with me. And the whole team would actually get up and leave with you. And then the game be deader than hell before it even gets off the ground. Devs need to grow a pair. Gamers need to grow a fucking spine and tell them no means no. Because you're just being abused and you're saying, yes, harder daddy, keep abusing me. And then shocked that you get abused. All we need is 30% of the total core player base to say no to this. It's called the law of the 30% law. The law of the 30%. If 30% to 33% of a grand total say no, it will succeed. That's it. Just asking for 30 to 33% of gamers to say no to this. Not even asking for an impossible, instrumental amount of players to say no. Technically, it's a very small number. I've already been saying no. I haven't bought any of these damn games. I've never once in my life bought a bad video game. Well, for one, I researched the living hell out of it. Wait a month after it comes out to see if there's any issues. Never pre-order. It's a long laundry list of shit you have to do. But at least I know I care enough to actually do it. I know there's probably some, not just me, but we're not a big enough percentage yet. We're not at the 30% or 33% mark. And it has to go across the entire industry of gaming. Because if you actually want to make a difference, you're gonna have to buckle up, Spanky. It's gonna be a rough decade. The only reason the first Dark Age was so short for video games is because it wasn't that big of a company yet. It was kind of small. To the point that it was considered niche. You know? It wasn't a big thing like it is now. Now it's huge, so we need a bigger percentage of the 30% will be a bigger slice of that pie. People don't understand, you can't have your cake and eat it too, but you can have a slice of the cake. Everyone wants the whole goddamn cake and not happy with their one little slice. For God's sakes, be happy with your goddamn slice. Because other people want the slices too, and you're going to have to spread that out. That's how it actually works, if you want it to succeed anyways. Sustainability and profitability don't mean they work together hand in hand either. Because you could be sustainable without being profitable by a large number. Sustainable means you made enough money to start making another the example I would give is making enough money from one project to work on the next project while living comfortably without needing to buy a $5 million house. Did you get enough money to make another game? Yes. Did you make enough money to have enough food and enough to pay for your food and rent or mortgage on a decent $400,000 house, 2-bedroom, 1-bath kind of place? Yes. Then you made enough money. You were profitable, and it was sustainable enough for everyone to eat, have a place to eat and sleep and live. But I want a Porsche and a jet and 5 different $1 million houses. Then that's not sustainable, you idiot. That's greed. And that's what's going to kill your company. You just need to make enough to make a living and keep working. You don't need to make a massive amount of money that's so ridiculous it makes me wonder why the hell you even have that much. It's excessive. Hi-Fi Rush was one of the a studio that made a decent game that made enough money to make another game. And enough money to make decent profit. But no. You wanted massive profit. Instead of then if you wanted the massive profit, you should have put it on a hard copy, sold it for $50 a pop, and allowed digital sales as well without putting it on Xbox Pass for 2 years. Xbox Pass is horrible, by the way. Yeah, you pay for a small number. You pay for a subscription fee, but you get your games for free. Yeah, you think that would be good, but it's not. That's actually not good at all. Because you gotta make the sales from making the original game, right? You gotta make the sales, you gotta get the hard copies out, and then you gotta make profit. Profit! Not excessive profit, but just profit from it. Not asking you to make the goddamn holy grail of money. You know they expect GTA 5 to make $2 billion a month? That's their margins they want. $2 billion a month. And dumbasses pay for that digital garbage that has zero value. You spent how much money in that game for what? A skin on a car? A car that has the same stats as this car over here, just doesn't look the same? That or hackers and whatnot will just make a car go that fast anyways, without paying extra money. I hate to say it, but you gotta hope for cheaters and hackers to just destroy games like that, and making it where they can't never do that again, so they never make a game that has no value. It's digital. Digital is not a physical object that you can grab, touch, or enjoy. It's visually nice, I guess, but that's like saying, oh, that girl looks pretty. Doesn't mean it'll stay good. Or that guy looks handsome. It's like, yeah, give it a second. In about 10 years, that won't be the same. If anything, it'll be worse. It'll be like, ooh, why do they look like they took a shit all over their face? It won't age well. Digital will never age well where hard copies do. Like, I have the hard copy of Elden Ring, which means I'll be able to play this game for now and ever. As long as I have the console to do so, or the machinery to run it. I will always have this hard copy. And it was worth every penny, because then I could just enjoy it. Or sell it for a little profit back and someone else can enjoy it. But there's real value in only real objects. I consider digital games the same as an NFT. That's the kind of value I see digital gaming as. They're just overpriced NFTs. And you guys pay for that. Yikes. Granted, I guess they're the NFTs that actually have decent value, I guess, because at least you're getting a game? Sort of, I guess, because I really wouldn't call that a game. Since it can easily just be ripped out of your hands and they go, oh well, too bad, you could buy it again if you make a new account. Hope you don't mind. It only cost you another $100 and something. You got that right. You got that kind of money, right? You got over $300 to spend, right? You can give us that money. After all, you like this game so much. All we did was delete it because we say you cheated, even though if you didn't, we don't care. But we'd be happy to let you buy it back from us again for absorbing an amount of money. Right? Right? You'll buy it again, right? That's how they see you. That's how they'll treat you. And that is the future of digital gaming. Deleting accounts to pad numbers. And those are like, yeah, it would never happen to my games. They are already doing it now. What are you even talking about? It's inevitable. It will happen. And you will have no way of stopping it because you never put your foot down. You never grew a spine. You never told them that, no, this is not acceptable. They're looking at you with grins on their faces like a bunch of suckers. They're looking at you like walking little pockets of money. Little piggy banks they can crack open whenever they feel like it. Literally they know that these piggy banks are about empty. I mean, I have money saved up for the Elden Ring DLC. Just like I had money saved up for Hi-Fi Rush when it becomes out on the PlayStation. Well, I guess it's now coming out on PS4, so I'm not buying it. I'm not getting a PS5 trash. Since it's just an overpriced PS4 with barely any upgrades. Little to no improvement. Not enough to give a goddamn two flying fucks about it. If you really, truly cared about the hobby of gaming, then you need to tell your friends and yourself no more. No more buying this trash, no more supporting this trash, just no more. You're gonna have to put your foot down and actually commit. Yeah, they'll probably scream and whine and throw a tissy fit while banging on the ground like, yo, it ain't fair. You're being so mean. It's like, ugh. It's like, no, you brought this on yourself, kiddos. We told you we won't have ads in our games, and we'll never have ads in our games. It's bad enough they did to my grandmother. On her online games. Yeah, they already have ads in video games for EA. Hell, they got rid of one of my grandma's accounts that pissed her off to no end, and she lost about 12 years of video games that she played. I kid you not. If anyone remembers what Pogo was. EA bought Pogo, deleted my grandma's account, and demanded that she paid money back into it. That was 12 years of her gaming. Gone. From greed. She has never gone back to that. And she literally avoids EA like the plague. My grandma has more of a fucking spine and she's 81. You're gonna have to put your foot down, gamers. You gotta. You're gonna have to put your foot down so hard you leave a crater and your foot is stuck in the ground and you gotta pull up and dirt flies everywhere with the rocks. And you gotta tell the game companies, next time that's your ass. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna hear an audible gulp. But that would actually take effort on the gamer's part to actually double down and finally say enough is enough. And actually go through with it. It would be a boycott that might take a decade. They have a lot of money to burn from all the dipshits who paid money into something of no value. You think I'm being harsh? I'm not. I'm actually trying to do this as gently as possible and warn you. It's only going to get worse if you keep letting it happen. It's the same way my mom thought she can change my stepdad. Man was a loony fucking tune. Eventually he thought God was talking to him. Yeesh. You gotta fight for it, guys. You gotta. Or nothing will actually change. You'll see the same crap happen over and over and over until you do decide to say, finally, one day. See, I like these weapons, the Cypher Patas, but the only one problem is I can't put on my own Ash of War. That's why. Everyone's like, oh, Raptor Claws are the best, but I don't know about that. They kind of seem to be the same as all the others. But this will probably give me the range I need. I mean, I have Bloodhound set on. Let's just try this.
Well, I took you no matter. Lay out your own.
Okay, I need 10 more ones. Okay.
Back already, no matter.
Well, I guess it'd be nice to have both a slice one and a blunt weapon. Okay, I need 8s. 12 more 8s. See, this one only gives me C scaling. That's worse. See, the scaling differs between every weapon. I wonder something. Which one would give me the best scaling with that Ash of War? Because I'm getting B scaling, the third best with this with these gauntlets, these spike ones. I'm just wondering which one would just scale the best with it. Because every weapon scales differently. Yeah, every time you switch your Ashes of War around, it changes the scaling in that weapon. As I say, I only put out the basics for these builds, by the way. I may have simplified it, but I simplified it to the very extremes of the definition of simplified. I mean, I couldn't simplify it any further if I tried.
Lay out your arm.
That's descaling. Also descaling. Does the scaling art also determine on the level of the weapon too? Because you think Bloodhound Step on a Bloodhound Step art would give it a better scaling. Wow, that is some clipping right there. You know, you could have put it on the on the back here, so when they reach behind them, they slip their hands in. Just an idea. That would just means the asset would be put on your waist, on the back of your waistband. Which would not be an impossibility.
Always good to see you safe. So, what do you need? This is a black knife print. I can scarcely believe you managed to get your hands on this. You recall our conversation about the Night of the Black Knives, yes? They say the assassins who carried out the deed were scions of the Eternal City. A group entirely of women, arrayed in armor of silver under cloaks which fooled the eye. The knives they wielded, though, were imparted with the power.
Well, the silver is reflective, and if the silk fools the eyes, and the silver reflects, it would make you look invisible.
A knife print for a time. I'd love nothing more than to tease out its secrets. Though only a fragment, a very specific ritual had to be performed to impart the power of the Rune of Death. Traces of the one who performed the rite are sure to remain in the imprint. Half my body has been suffused with death. I'm certain it will help me see.
No, also, I'm kind of curious on these Ash of Wars. Like, if I choose a different one, will it scale differently? I mean, every Ash of War does scale differently with each weapon. So you kind of have to, You have to tinker with your Ashes of War quite a lot. Like, does this actually change? Huh. Not by much. Other than the cost of my quick step drops, my stats stay about relevantly the same. See, I could choose Sacred Lightning and give Lightning attribute to my weapon while being a Faith build with Bleed. But I don't think people would realize that the electricity is coming from that. See, this would scale with blood. An occult apparently scales with defense. Occult scales your defense, not your attack. It's just, that is different. I gotta admit, that is different. Though, you should probably have had this on your back, like back here, so it doesn't clip like that. Because then you could just reach behind you and slip your gauntlet on your hand. But I see why these gauntlets are so fast. They don't want to give you high scaling with any of them. Because you're already racking up the numbers. And I mean really racking up those numbers. Yeah, I'm in a medium build load now. Ah, damn it. I mean, I kind of like having both of these as an option. One's a strike and the other one's a slash pierce, so I have all the types of combat I can do. And then I need to change that out for the 40. So all non-physical damage, it'll give me. Yeah. I may not increase my negation, but this covers all of them. Yeah, look at that. Holy crap. Okay, I'll take that. So my incantations are faster, I hit harder with them, my damage is buffed, and then my resistance are buffed. Okay, that should work out in my favor. Yeah, but I swear, guys. No more kid gloves, guys. We gotta put our foot down on these companies. We gotta tell them no means no anymore. I know many people are like, if you do this, it'll destroy gaming and they won't make no more games. Out of desperation, they'll hire back the old ones that did succeed and just struggle to stay afloat. But that struggling to stay afloat will keep them humble. It's humble pie. We gotta serve them a big helping of humble pie. I know it sounds cold and callous, but, well, if you're the adult in the room, you have to act like it, and you gotta tell them, no, you have enough money. If a game makes profit, don't goddamn get rid of it. Just because it's not the profit you're happy with. Profit is profit. That should be your motto. Profit is profit. Long as you make profit, you stay. That's all you need to do. And now everyone will be like, okay, yeah, if they make profit, why not keep them? But if they keep losing profit year over year, then you can get rid of them. But if they have like one flop, you'll be like, okay, that was one time. If the next one's a flop, then yeah. But I doubt the next one will be a flop. I gotta get used to these. Okay, that is one hell of a weird setup. Because a lot of enemies are resistant to strike damage, so my gauntlets aren't going to do much. I need to get some claws. Fine, if you're gonna be this way, you group of buttholes, I'm just gonna... back it up a little here, and... Okay. Find the center of the group. Right about there will do, and... Tactical nuke incoming! Weirdest faith build I've ever made. It's effective, though. Consumes a shit ton of my FP, though. It's pretty to look at when it goes kablooey. So depending on how this goes, I may have to switch between strike, pierce, and slash between my two weapon types I have now. I kinda wish you guys would give me that weapon you have. I haven't got one yet. It's a really solid spear, actually. I got a whole armor set from them, but I haven't gotten the weapon, not yet, because it's a, what is it? It's a 1.2% chance of dropping. So, it's rare. And all these enemies drop the same weapon, so just find one you want to farm and farm it. It's always the same chance, just go for the one that has the most abundant in numbers. Holy crap! Got you. So I may want to check out the other types. If it's true that leveling up the weapon gets you a higher scaling with it too, then I'll have to level up a lot of my weapons to find out which ones scale best with what and pick the ones I like. because I'm gonna have to have two types of unarmed, claws and strike. One for the pure slash damage and the other one for the blunt damage. Depending on where I'm situated and what's the best option for the time. Which is completely normal. What? Thank you, my pot buddy. Yeah, the only reason I struggled with my shield build is because I was kind of weak. Still figuring a lot of things out in it. But it was a fun build, and I did get through the whole game with it. And it did do a decent amount of damage. I knew it was strong, but damn. It had that special kind of strength that people look at it and go, that ain't gonna work, and then it's like, oh. It does work. It's like, yeah, I know. That's why I did it. That's why I built it in the first place, to show you that you can still block with your right arm, but it's a block that has to do with it's a blocking attack. You're literally blocking while you're going in for an attack. It does consume a lot of endurance, though. So your build has to have high endurance and high stamina regen.
Well, I took you no matter lay out your own.
Okay. Okay, the scaling does not go up. Got it. Oh wait, the scaling does go up. Okay, smithing your stuff does bring up the scaling, so I'll have to take that into account when I use all my scaling. That's why they say to smith your weapons. It's the go-to for like everything. So if I want to find out the max scaling I'm gonna have with every weapon, I'm gonna have to go through all these and scale them all up. And find the ones I like. Because it all differs depending on your weapon, your Ash of War that you pick, depending on it depends on a lot. So, these ones are not bad. This one has a built-in quick step right off the bat. These are my strike ones. This is my... Quick Step does scale best with Dex, but I'm not making a Dex build, I'm making a Faith with weird wonkiness to it. Yeah, that one is going to be a pretty low number. But I want to test out to see how it works. Like, what is the combat style with it? Is it the same as the other one, or is it worse? What are we working with here? I kind of liking this. Yeah, this one's more of a grappling type, huh? It's trying to pull you in. Huh, I guess it depends. Interesting. This one has a much better all-out range. Comparatively, the highest range. Oh wow, it's barely longer. This one's barely longer. Interesting. The only problem is Bloodhound Step's Faith scales better. Maybe because they don't curve in. Maybe those long ones, because they don't curve in, they give you the best range. That's probably why.
Well, I took it no match. Lay out your arm.
What's the scaling for this? D. Let me just... So they're about the same on scaling until you level them up to a point the scaling increases.
back all right, no matter.
So why did the scaling increases on an Ash of War at some given point during the process, where others not so much? Okay, flame art. See, this one turns into a C. These ones stay D, and I'm wondering if I level them up, will it become a C as well? And if it does, then your weapon level is insanely important. Like, ridiculously important to the weapon that you're wielding. Why do the Ashes of War feel limited on certain weapons? Okay, good. Good to know. As a whole, that's good to know. That means I just have to go through, level up my weapons, each weapon up to the 24, or at least near there, and then see which one I want to be a Faith one. Because the Faith one they have, I don't like the Ash of War that comes with it, the lunging one. Granted, it is true it's unblockable, but that don't do me diddly shit if I don't like the Ash of War. Now does it? Though I could do that. That would probably work. That would give me S scaling guaranteed. If I would equip this here and go to my second hand and equip this on my second hand, I'll still have my Ash of War to dash around. But I would have to deal with one hand having the little lightsaber and the other hand having the fist. And it will count it, by the way. It'll have to skill each weapon separately for each hand. Why do I look like I'm running around with really long nails? You know, like those women. Darling, I got my nails done. I do not want to get them dirty. Oh. Someone's calling for help, apparently. I forgot I had the blue thing active still. I had that blue thing active the whole time, and now I'm getting summoned to another world. I've been isekai'd mid-fight. I don't think you'd be summoned during a boss battle, though. It'd be a good test run. Oh well. Yeah, I didn't know where that guy was. The other guy's hiding. Yeah, the Mimic Veil is really good. It hides your position on the map. You will not show on the mini-map. So... maybe the guy will leave. Leaving you alone. That is a very big possibility, yes. The Mimic Veil is slow. God-awful. Consumes a bit of your FP. But it hides you off the map. You don't show up. You're hidden. You're mimicking. And if I wasn't messing around with the little mini guy, I would have been. I could probably fought the guy without getting backstabbed. Oh well. I forgot I was even doing that. It's been. That goes to show you that hunters aren't called much anymore. And it makes me wonder if that's why they're changing the invasion system. God damn it, I'm not having a good day today. What the hell? Yeah, I wasn't expecting to be summoned to another world like that. I thought when you leave a game, it undoes you from the summoning pool. Nope, apparently not. Apparently you stay in the summoning pool indefinitely until you die from being summoned. See? If you activate it, I guess it's a permanent activation. That's neat. Ow. So I could be summoned to another world at any given point in time. Okay, hunters are, it's a weird system for hunters. Hunters get summoned from their world at any given moment, no matter what, unless you're in a boss battle. Then it doesn't summon you. Apparently. But you're in the system until you turn it off. Which is, that's something, I guess. That's weird. That is neat. I'm kind of liking my build, but the problem is I need to tweak it quite a bit. Well, it's good to know my Scarlet Rot buildup is slow as hell. Yeah, that pop jar guy is well worth the get. I don't know why people knock him so much. It's like he only throws pots that do status limits. This motherfucker wrecking shit. I don't know what you're talking about. They must have buffed him without us knowing or something, because he's holding his own. And not to mention, you saw how much damage I am doing. I'm doing a decent amount. It's because I'm exploiting the weakness of certain enemies. They're made of stone. I use strike. If they're made of flesh, I use slash and pierce. That's all there is to it, really. It's as complicated as riding a tricycle. You ain't gonna fall off, and it's gonna not take you very long to get the hang of it. And also, like, subscribe, blah blah YouTube crap. I'm just checking out how many ruins I have. I'm gonna go and level up that one thing and see what happens. I'm pretty much running around testing some stuff. That's what you're watching me do. Is test things, making sure I know what I'm doing. Because what else am I gonna do all day? I'm disabled. I play video games and watch anime and movies. I mean, and cartoons. I may be in my 30s, but late 30s, I still like my cartoons and anime. God, I hope they don't censor anime in Japan. I will have to stop watching anime. And that'll be a sad day for me. I'm not gonna let the West hurt the East again. We already caused problems for Japan in the first place. Now just causing them more problems for something they did nothing wrong. The wider audience will reject. They will absolutely reject that censorship. It's just what happens. Especially when it comes to anime. Another niche thing that doesn't need to go out to a wider audience. It just needs to make profit, and it does, to a point that it's so popular, people will just say, they'll, you know, yo-ho 7 sees it. So it did go up. Huh. It did go up after all, yeah. So, yeah, leveling up your weapon is a must. To find out what your true scaling is with your weapon, you're gonna have to level it up. To find out what the max scaling is with every Ash of War, with every type. That's interesting. Because the scaling for the first weapon, the other claw, versus the Bloodhound one, that one's already scaling the same, but it's stronger. I need... how much? 600? Do I even have that in my inventory? Maybe. Let's see. Perfect.
Back already, no matter.
Stat-wise, down the board, not so good, but it somehow is better scaling. I mean, the same scaling in Faith, which is not a big deal. It's lighter to boot. This ain't the maxed out version either, so
Back already, no matter.
it's kind of poetic if you think about it. That I have the two basic weapons, the basic claw and the basic fist, and they actually scaled decently. Well, technically scaling determines on what you pick and what your stats are, so your attribute stats, but that's still a thing. I don't think I'll level up for a long while, so I need to worry about my armaments being my focus right now. I am completely out of smithing stones. Yeah, this I need to change out for this. Erdtree Seal is S Faith. So if I use incantations with the Erdtree Seal, it's gonna hit like a goddamn truck. But if I don't meet the requirement, I can't use it at all. Not to mention, some of these do have faith scale. They all have faith scaling. It just depends, I guess, on their level. Determines how strong their faith scaling is. It's interesting, that's for sure. I'm finding out more and more as I test things. You know, trial and error. The only way to succeed is to fail. And whatnot. And I don't like to follow the boring ass meta of gotta do it like everyone else. If everyone else jumped off a cliff into a raging volcano, would you? Surprisingly, a lot of people will be saying yes to that for some stupid reason. But I guess that's how nature weeds out, you know, bad genetics. Or how Mother Nature used to handle it. Survival of the fittest turned into survival of the stupid. Why didn't they didn't come back? Oh, there they are. Sticks and stones may make my bones. That's exactly what I'm gonna do to you. I need more stamina and more. This is gonna be a weird fucking build. Damn that pile of bodies. This is gonna be the weirdest build I've ever for building. Because I need to reset my attributes for the max output I can possibly do. Because the way I'm set up now is not peak. It is not optimized for the best setup. I shit you not. This ain't the strongest I can be. Though it seems like I'm pretty fucking strong, but no, actually, I gotta give myself 40 faith. I gotta dump a lot of stats into vigor. I need 50 mind. 70 vigor, maybe? Would be good. And I need about 50 stamina. So I can keep hurling rocks and moving around like I need to. Meet the Robinsons. I enjoyed that movie a little bit as a kid. Oh wait, I wasn't a kid when that came out, was I? Fetch! Good boy! Yeah, this build's coming along nicely. It's gonna take some work, though. 2 birds, one stone. Multiple stones, one big-ass bird. Anyone want some roasted chicken? I sent him over a fire. Ow. Giant Caleb bird roasting over an open fire. Blood and rot and nipping at your nose. Everyone is screaming on fire. Merry Christmas and Caleb from the hose. Do 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 do. Hey, big guy. Was I interrupting your fap time, or were you just hiding for your life from those giant dogs? Either way, it seems plausible on both ends. I'm drenched in dog blood. PETA. I'm surprised Family Guy never made a PETA Peter Griffin joke where Peter's like going out rounding up animals and stuff and doing what PETA does. And he's like, Peter, what's wrong with you? I'm PETA now. Oh yeah, I gotta do this because last time I didn't, YouTube took me back into the basement and did unspeakable things to me. Like and subscribe. Blah blah, YouTube's usual bullshit. If you don't, they abuse us. That's a joke, by the way. But I have to say that because people are stupid. That's pretty bad when the special needs guy has to dumb down his humor for people who get offended or can't understand jokes. That's a level of yikes I never thought was possible. It's a level of holy shit where you look at it like, how does special needs guy have to dumb it down for you? That's something you should be ashamed of. Because that's a level of being fucked up as you could possibly get.
Well, lots of use no matter it's out your own.
Oh, I need 7s. Well, I have 4 8s now, just in case. I love how I'm just dicking around, going all over Caelid. You know you don't have a problem playing this game if Caelid's no longer scary, and you're like, it's a place where you play with the puppies. There's nothing scary about Caelid. What are you talking about? People are looking at you like, huh? How are you not scared of that place? You get used to it if you go there enough. It's like living in New York. You just accept the bad things. That's not good. If that's your new norm, that is some terrifying coping that no one should have to cope with. It's a level of cope that is borderline sad. Not just sad, like sad. Like, do you need medication? Kind of sad. Look at him hold his own. Holy shit. Finish him off with the pot. Thanks, buddy. I'm not traveling with Let Me Solo Her. I'm traveling and Let Me Pot Them. Why do you scream before you explode? Does that hurt that bad? Yeah, fire ain't gonna do shit to them. But a rock? Yeah, pop them. Looks like the bleed affects them, but none of my fire will work here. So I guess I'll just rock it for a little while. Gonna rock their world. Rock them like a hurricane. Holy shit. This is the weirdest build I've ever made. And the weirdest thing is it works. Well, technically anything and everything should work. Oh, you finally hit me, huh? A little weird how that fire works. That fire has a weird effect, doesn't it? What you hiding over here? Hmm? No, it's just way over there. Kidoki. At first I thought that was foreskin ruins. I'm like, oh god. What is the range of this boulder anyways? Yeet! That is impressive, actually. Here, birdie, 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 birdie. Wait, what? You heard me break his stance, right? It made the tink noise like I broke his stance, but motherfucker didn't fall. You should call that weapon the Swords of Tears because people end up crying when you use it. Bad, Big Bird, bad. If I probably time it right, I can easily fight close quarters combat with all that stuff. I did before with a shield, but yet I did have a really powerful good shield though. And I built it in a way that it was withstanding like stuff that normally people didn't think it would do well with, which I found funny. I enjoyed my shield build at every step of the way. This is becoming entertaining too. I'm enjoying this build as well. And I'm finding out things about the Ashes of War that affect your scaling is somewhat linked into the level of your weapon. So if you want better scaling, you have to like max out a weapon to see what its max scaling is with it, or at least come near to. Oh man, my 2 hours for the day is up already? And I was having so much fun too. Oh well, that's the problem with having fun. Time flies. I already got 2, I need 10.
Well, I took you no man to lay out your arms then.
I need 10 more 8s. Yeah, 10 more 8s and that's done. Dex went up to D scaling. Faith is still C, but it can jump to B by the time I get to 24. And I think the Ancient Dragonstone automatically jumps it up a scale by 1. So still need 3 more. I do not have enough ruins for that. 3 more, huh? Damn. Faith of 13, it sweeps before you to make fire. That's not the best since I'm trying to do one where I throw big thingies. Or it's just me throwing shit at enemies. Why is this a faith spell that requires 30 intelligence? The actual hell? Oh man, I could throw lightning bolts. I mean, I got a lot of fire. Should I switch out one of my fireballs? No. I mean, people already built a lot of these builds. Heal HP over time. Bestial Vitality. That is a faith option, though. I could do that and see how potent it is comparatively.
Go to Guran, killing those is a path. Ah, hello. I was hoping to see you. My examination is complete. Here's the knife print back, with my thanks. Now I have a fairly good idea who performed the rite upon the blade. The person who orchestrated the Night of the Black Knives. Lunar Princess Rani. One of the children born to King Consort Radigan and his first wife, Ronala. Demigod and sister to General Radahn and Praetor Rykard. Hers was the name I discovered in the imprint. Truly, you have my thanks. But if I might be so bold, I would like to ask something more of you. If Rani truly is the one who plotted that fateful night, then she should bear the curse mark of destined death somewhere upon her flesh. I would like you to procure it for me. And then all will be laid bare. I will have the answers I have sought for so long. I have some idea of Rani's potential whereabouts. There's a manor to the north of the Academy of Rhea Lucaria. It is the familial home of the Carian royals, from whom Rani descends. There's been talk of the old royals' vassals gathering there in recent years. Rani's whereabouts since the shattering are a well-kept secret. She hasn't been seen even once. But I suspect she might have returned to the manor in which she was born. I'm afraid there's something I must tell you. Do you know of those who live in death? The very notion of life in death defies the Golden Order. By Dee's account, these defiled fiends must be expunged. But truth be told, I seek the curse mark to save them. You may find this peculiar, but I discovered something in my examination of the Night of the Black Knives. These souls have committed no offense. They have every right to life, only they happen to touch upon a flaw in the Order. Yes, indeed. If Dean knew what drives me now, he would surely boil over with rage. Or perhaps he would even feel some pity. But no need to fret. None of that will come to pass. I can tell a good lie when I need to.
Go to Gurrank only if you feel the time is right. Killing those who live in death is a path.
Well, I took you no matter to lay out your own.
I need one more, huh? One more level 8. You know, I realized that this kingdom was doing fine and their kids were all fine, but as soon as she became a single mother in love with herself, her whole family fell apart and she shattered the ring. I mean, take that as you will, but, huh. Just a thought. You may call it a stupid thought if you want, that's up to you, but it makes you think, like, wait a minute. Single mother, trying to raise children. After she sends her first husband away for a war, shatters the ring, in love with herself. Why wouldn't you let us have that option? Ah. I know my 2 hours are up, but I want to make it to a certain location before I get off. What's funny is she went through like a midlife crisis after her husband left and she tried to be a single mom. She dyed her hair red, split herself in half to have a guy around, but she was just in love with herself. And then then she looks at herself and goes, I'm insufferable, I can't stand my own self. It's like, huh. And not to mention the other half of you decided to, how should I put this? Go with their own way. Yikes. This game's family drama is insane. I guess I should be grateful these guys don't run up, grab you, then explode. People online exploding over nothing. Or trying to make something out of nothing. Either way, it's the same diff. Keep going till there's a fork in the road. Got it. Okay. That's a good move for this. It doesn't faith scale, so I can't really use it for what I'm trying to do. I'm on my way to the place where I like to go and train. Da, 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 da. This way is right. It's there you don't even have to fight. Doo, ba, doo, ba, doo. Shut up. Give me that eye. Gotta get out of there, gotta get out of there, gotta get out of there. Ow, 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 that range, holy shit. Here comes a rock in the taint! Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Okay, I got the runes now. Let's just go, let's go max this out. See what a plus 24 one looks like. This should be good. There's slashy, gashy, and all that happiness. I know I only need one more, is it? So.
Well, I took you no man to lay out your own.
There we go. Ancient Dragon Stones is what I'm looking for. Then once I get those to 25, I'll have decent. Yeah, if I drop my intelligence back down to 10, my strength at 10, dexterity at what I need to wield these gauntlets, faith at 40, arcane at 30, 60, 50, 50, that should be possible. Holy crap, what just happened? I deleted that guy. I knocked him down off his high horse and sent him packing. Holy hell.
Be well.
You too, my friend, you too. I don't even know why I'm picking these up. You can't sell your golden seeds anymore. When did they update the game for that? Beautiful ruins galore from here. My old stopping grounds when I first started. There we go. They're fighting each other. Funny thing is, I've gotten this guy so many times. I got his whole armor set plus weapons in double. God, that is some speed. Yeah, I wanted to make it here before I got off, so... Whoever wins, I'll rock their world. Oh God! Didn't expect the extra dog to come out of left field there, literally. I'm not your problem, good sir. Maybe the big dog is about to bite you in the ass. Oh, wow, that's got range. That is insane amount of range on that spell. Jesus. You guys were hiding. Shameful. Okay, that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I've played 173 hours. Yeesh. That's something. Bye-bye.